We've all have taken a test at one point or another. They're not fun, but at least they're predictable. There are study guides, practice exams, and tutoring opportunities you could do if you want to get a good grade. But what about the tests without study guides though? The ones that are unexpected. Is it possible to be tested without words? You bet, and it might be happening to you right now if you're watching this. People test us all the time, and half of the time we probably don't even realize it. If you feel like a guy in your life is testing you, it could be for a whole boatload of reasons. So let's go through 8 of the signs a guy is testing you. Number 1, he flirts with someone else in front of you. The test of jealousy, one of the most annoying tests of all. A guy doing this has one clear motive: to see if you become jealous. He might like it if you do, since that proves you like him, or he might be turned off that you're the jealous type. 9 times out of 10 though, he'll like the fact that you get competitive for his attention. Honestly, a guy who uses this test isn't usually the most mature banana out of the bunch, so be wary moving forward. He might have more emotionally draining tests down the line for you, and that might just be tiring. Number 2, he bails on you last minute, then apologizes. Do this once, let's forgive. Do this more than twice, we bail right back. There is a fine line between a small test and a disrespectful one. This guy is looking to test 2 things. 1, how you react when things don't go your way, and 2, how much he can get away with. Talk about a balancing act for you ladies, or guys. It's important to make it clear that bailing isn't cool, but it's acceptable under extreme circumstances or emergencies. We want to be a little more forgiving than Judge Judy, but not as empathetic as Oprah. Number 3, he asks you strange hypothetical questions. Depending on the questions, this guy will be testing you on different things. If he's asking hypothetical questions that involves the 2 of you, for example, what do you think it would be like dating me? Then he's obviously fishing for feelings about the topic. If he asks you, would you rat me out if I confess to a crime? Then he might be both crazy and testing your dedication and loyalty. But at the end of the day, it's just to get to know you better. I hope. Number 4, he shares a personal problem with you. The first time a guy shares a personal dilemma with you, he's going to be all ears to hear how you respond. Like any normal person in this scenario, he's going to want support, and it's time to bring your A game. If he shares his problem with you, he's testing you on empathy. Imagine confessing a problem to a friend who shrugs it off. Whether you planned it or not, you give them a test and they failed it, which will impact how you see and act with them every day down the line. Number 5, he shows up unexpectedly. Someone who pops in unexpectedly at least the first time or 2 might just be doing it to surprise you and to gauge your reaction. It gets a little darker when this happens on more than one occasion, because that's when they're straight up testing you on trust. The thing is, this person does not have any trust with you, so they're obviously trying to figure out if you're lying or doing something you're not supposed to, like cheating. This isn't healthy, so make sure to set some boundaries and have conversations early on before it escalates. Number 6, he gives you a crazy suggestion. Maybe he suddenly says we should elope and run away together, or that we should never speak again. If it sounds like an outlandish suggestion, it probably is, and he's saying it for a reason. He is testing your feelings for him. This could be a mix of how dedicated you are, or to see if you're serious or could care less about your relationship. As long as he's not normally crazy, then your response should be as honest as you feel. He is trying to get out the real you after all. Number 7, he asks you how your previous relationships ended. This is the test of how much girlfriend or boyfriend potential you have, not judging. If all of your previous relationships were disasters, the only common factor will seem to be you. If you ended on neutral terms or even ended badly but still don't badmouth your ex, this shows you are mature and can manage relationships in a stable manner. Number 8, he talks about his female friends in front of you. This is another reaction test, and it's more to measure how crazy you are. We all had friends before we got a boyfriend or girlfriend, and only the people in secure relationships loses these friends once they're in a relationship. He wants to make sure you're not one of those people. Respond normally and respect his friendships. You will pass the test if you do. I mean, maybe it's not a test and he's just trying to share a moment with you. Overall in life, you'll take math tests, a driving test, and probably a whole bunch of other tests, but we should never forget the millions of relationship tests that are thrown our way each and every day that we don't see. The best way to take these tests is to be yourself and be honest. After all, every single question we encounter could be some sort of test, like when your parents ask if you've taken out the trash. When you say no, they just whip out the belt and taunt you with disappointment in their eyes. But that was back in my days. Anyway, if you experienced these tests before, let me know. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a like and maybe consider subscribing for more weekly uploads. And as always, thanks for watching.